Welcome back to the channel. This is Pam. Today we're going to do another fun project. We're going to make a Starburst Mirror. And we're going to need wood shims. I got these at Home Depot. They come 12 in a pack. They're about $1.70. You're only probably going to need about 18. I got about 19 or 20. I'm not sure. I got a little extra. And I'll show you why in a minute. So they're unfinished. Some of them was pretty okay. Some was really, really rough. So I just gave it a light sanding. No big deal. Because when I glue them together, I don't want it to have a big gap in the center. So for the most part, I didn't have to sand each and every one of them. Just so you know. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and start off with creating the what I'm going to go ahead and call the petal. I'm pretty sure there's no name for it. And if there is, I have no idea. But since this is my project and I'm making it, and I'm creating it, I'm going to go ahead and name it a petal, kind of like a flower petal. So on the side, I'm going to have 4 shims coming down. Now you see me measuring here. I'm trying to make sure that they're all exactly 3/4 of an inch apart. And the one I'm having in my left hand, that's actually the center piece, and I'll show you in a second. So 4, and then just make sure it's nice and, nice and tight. Now you can use anything to hold these: rubber bands, tapes, clamps. This is the center part right here. So the center part just consists of 2 on the side and the one in the center, and that's also 3/4 of an inch apart. So yeah, you can, as far as holding them together, I'm using a pretty strong wood glue. It's type 3, and it's really, really good. I mean, you hold it just maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds the most, and then it's already, adhered to the glue. So here I am with the centerpiece. I'm going to make another side, another 4 for the other side of the petal. Now make sure you use lots and lots of glue, because that's all we're using for this project. We're not using any kind of hardware, just glue and just wood, and that's it. And here I am putting one side together and working on the other side. Now I believe it's about 11 shims per petal. So I know you see this small, you're looking at this small glue bottle. What I do with my glue is that I kind of transfer them into a small dispensary bottle, and it makes it easier for me to use with my crafts. So here I am making sure everything is same size apart, same distance apart. Hello. All right, so this is the middle and one side. So all I have to do now is get the other side, hang on to this, to dry, and then attach the other side. Now you can do some cleanup with the glue, but it's not necessary because I plan on sanding it once I'm finished. And usually the sanding kind of takes out all the excess glue. All right, so we have one petal. Now we're working on the second one. This is just pretty much the same thing over and over and over and over again. So it's not rocket science. It's just, all I'm doing is just making sure they're all even and that they're all stuck together. So this was like a 2 or 3 day project. I took my time with it. There was no rush because I'm experimenting. So I don't know what goes where. I'm just figuring out as I go. I know what I want. I kind of have an idea in my mind what I want it to look like. So that's kind of what I'm going with right now. Anyone can make this project. I mean, for the fraction of what you can buy one for. It's really, really not that hard. Super simple. I spread out the glue because, I want to make sure the whole entire piece is connected to the other piece. I mean, usually people just kind of squirt the glue and put it together, but in this case, I don't have any more reinforcements, just the glue, so I make sure the whole entire piece of shim is covered with glue. All right, so here's another petal. That's all there is to it, folks. Simple, simple, simple so far. All right, so we've got one finished, and then we've got another that's finished, and that's what it looks like. I really like them. Came out really good. I'm going to show you by adding this. I'm going to add a centerpiece, which is going to be out a little, and then you'll see it in the final.
One eternity later.
You'll see it in the final project once everything is complete. So I put a few together. I did them in 3s and 4s and 3s and 4s, and I tried to connect it. Now these I had to hold together literally until the glue, you know, dry. Not completely, but dry. And then I kind of just put heavy things around it to kind of hold it together, squish it together as close as I can, and then connect them. So I'm going to show you here how I deal with the gap, because there's a huge gap. Even though I have the center one that's sticking out, there's a gap there that I don't like. I have this thing with gaps and creases and holes and things like that. I have this urge to fill a hole or a gap once I see it. So I wasn't comfortable with that, but I figured out a way to kind of stick an extra one in there and hold it together, which will, you know, it won't fill the gap completely, but it will get it to where I need it to be, because I'm going to go ahead and add more glue later and possibly some sawdust to fill up those holes. And then hopefully when I sand it out, it won't even show. It will just be seamless. So I switched my brush because I needed to put more glue. And here we are. Now this is the part I'm using to fill the gap. Now if it's too long, you can always cut a piece off, but I left it because it kind of blends in the top. It's really, really thin at the end, so it's no big deal if it sticks out in the top part. Most important thing is that we have to make sure that we have least gap as possible. You don't have to, but that's kind of my, you know, end goal. All right, so this, I couldn't really get it closer, so I did the best I could on that. These ones I did okay. So here I'm just connecting all of them. And making sure they're all as close together as possible. So right there, I kind of just went in with the glue and I just kind of held it down. Because as I said, the glue doesn't take long to dry. So once I know I have some sort of hold to the glue, then I just kind of move on. And even the painter's tape can hold it at that point. Once you hold it manually and you know that it's already getting sticky, then you can just put some glue on that and let it sit for a little bit, which is what I did. All right, so we're going to put this together. Now I just decided how much petals I need and how much would be, how much would look, you know, how much is going to give me the size I want, the look I want. I mean, you can use less on the sides. You can make smaller petals. I mean, that would even work, but I kind of like the size because I already have a home for it. I find home for my projects before I even create them. Pretty crazy. Like I said, I took my time with this. There was no rush. There was just experimenting moment. So far, I really like the way it's coming. I've already made all the petals, and then I'm just going to go ahead and attach the rest. And then you'll be able to see. And here we are. So before we move forward, I wanted to attach the hanging part to it. I didn't have anything. I did find these two little, I don't know, they look like hanging device hardware. So I just add a piece of wire, wrap it around, nail those down in, measure it, make sure it's even, and then make sure it's nice and sturdy, and boom, we're done. Put it on its back, and now you see the back where it doesn't look that good because I use most of the glue in the back. So I put extra glue after it was put together. And then just brush it in the center so it can be nice in one piece. It doesn't like limber, it doesn't like wobble. So I'm showing you here where the extra piece I put in, you can't see because it kind of blends in with the other shims. So it turned out really well. It's as close as it's gonna get. Once I did that, I went in with my orbital sander. I started off with the 80 grit sandpaper to try to scuff it up a little bit with all the glue and everything that I had there. And then I went in with a 120 and I finished with the 220 to get it nice and smooth. No harm in sanding. And this helps to bring out the excess glue and also the color of the wood as well. Now the color, I didn't really film the color because it's really simple. I couldn't figure out the stains that I had. One was too light, one was too dark. Long story short, I used some Java paint from Waverly and I just diluted in water and just get it to where the shade that I needed, and I just brushed it on. Now inside the petal where the grid is, I did that part with a darker stain. I kind of made that stain a little darker, and you'll see in a second. So here I'm going to go ahead and dry fit the mirror part of it once I finish sanding it. I think it's a 4-inch mirror, maybe 5, maybe even 6, I'm not even sure. But I figured it was too small. So I ordered some 2-inch craft mirrors from Amazon, and here it is. It was like $12 for, I think, 20, or maybe more than that, I'm not sure. But it's more than what I needed. So here I am just kind of playing with it and see what looks nice or what look I'm going for. Once I did that, I liked the way it was looking. I said, okay, cool. But then I needed something a little extra, of course. Pam is extra. Hello. So once I put I think it's 9 mirrors around the small, which fit pretty nice. I was like, yay. All right. Once I did that, you'll see at the end, I added some more. Yep. Here it is. Yay. It's finished. You see the stain. You know, I did the stain, then I went in with the sander and I kind of blended, and you know, I finally got it to where I want it. And I did the ends really dark, as you can see, so I can give it some character, dimension. And it's done. I'm going to show you. She's got a new home. There she is. It's right above our TV in our living room. It's beautiful. It's in the center of everything. It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you try this. It's really easy. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. See you in my next video. Bye.